Here we go. All right. For those of you joining us, I'm with Mr. Arias Williams, who has just returned from uh, spending the day on Los Angeles streets among the protesters in what may go down in history as LA Riots 2020. Let's hear from the man. Let's get his firsthand, experiences and remarks. Some of us were not so inclined and not willing to go out, even though the circumstances or you know some of myself included, I stayed home. That's what I'm saying. Well, Arias took to the streets, my man. So I'm glad. I want to get your thoughts and your experiences, bro. So please share it with us, man.
Um, for me, today was really incredible. A lot of what I saw. I got there around 2 o'clock, and I wasn't sure what to expect. But went with the sign. I took some water, took a first aid kit. I was like, thinking as I went, I was like, okay, if I go, I want to be able to support people. Like, I want to provide moral support, but I also want to provide any support in case someone gets hurt or something. Because I've been to protests before, and I saw what had been happening already. So I was like, it's Saturday. People ain't got nowhere to go. It might get a little crazy. Like, I've seen the police getting aggressive already. So when I got there, it was already on. Like, the protest was on. Like, I thought it might be like, oh, just getting started, milling around. No, it was like you got there, energy was active. Like, people of all different races, ethnicities, mostly young people between the age of 18 to 35. And everybody there either had a sign about George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, Breonna Taylor, or any of the other people who have been murdered. I saw Asians for Black Lives, Hispanics for Black Lives, like with their signs and their support. And it was, man, that to me was like, super incredible, and there was some organization to it, at least where I was at, during the actual protest. Like, all the stuff that happened afterwards, that is more like random. But the protest, there was people on the buildings, and they had like bullhorns, white guys, black guys, Latino females, a mixed group of people, you know what I'm saying, up there. And they're just like, just like providing encouragement, like, they do, they did this, blah, 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 like, remember George Floyd, remember so-and-so. And everybody's just like, yeah. And so people were just out there just unafraid, like, really, I saw that a lot, just people really out there unafraid, wanting to voice their frustrations, like, that's why I went. I wanted to voice my frustration, because being at home, seeing it on the news and everything, I'm just like, just too like, what can I do, And so for me, it was really cool to get a chance to vent, in a way, so yeah, it was great.
Now, the conversation that we had here at home, we were speculating, about some things like there's video of this white guy with a hammer in Minneapolis, and his identity was determined, or people learned that his identity was that of a cop, and he was a provocateur, and all this other stuff. So, I'm wondering, did you see anything, out of the norm? Did you see anybody? Were there?
I didn't. I'm not saying that's impossible. I didn't see that. I don't know what's happening in Minnesota, because I'm not there on the ground. It's easy to take a picture of somebody and say, bam, this is what's happening. I don't know. I'm not saying yes or no. I didn't see that. I felt like if I saw somebody fucking something up or messing something up, it was like, because they wanted to, like, they, not like they were just doing it to be provocative. It's like they looked at it like, like this is a corporation, like let's do damage so that it's not business as usual, so that they know we were here, like that was what I saw, like during the protests. Later though, I did see people who were clearly there to just clearly loot, like
Oh my.
yeah, like later on in the evening, because we had marched all the way to Beverly Hills. It was a large group of people, thousands of people marched to Beverly Hills,
Yeah.
down Fairfax to Santa Monica Boulevard, all the way west. And we didn't even finish because we were tired, so we cut off. But on the way back, my friend was feeling ill with an allergy attack, so we wanted to go to CVS. When we got to the CVS, it was completely, windows were broken, people were running in and out of CVS taking stuff. We were like, oh, damn, like crazy. I mean, I didn't go in, I didn't take nothing, I didn't loot. I didn't loot. I didn't break any laws, period. But it was it was not unexpected, I would say, from the energy of the crowd. I knew as it got later that this was going to happen. I wasn't surprised at all. The police were overwhelmed. There's too many people.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we're of the same, age, so we've lived through the LA riots, and now we have these riots, occurring, and I can't really, in between these two times, I can't think of any other riots, and this is, a pretty major event. So from your perspective, what do you think? How would the two events compare personally, and what they mean, and for the city?
Well, I think this one sends a really loud message because they took it over to areas where they don't usually take these type of protests to.
Yeah.
Like as we were marching down Santa Monica Boulevard, you just seeing like these white people who live over there just coming out of their houses and their apartments, like, but like they're saying, like, they're like, yo, Black Lives Matter or stuff like that, but like they're supporting, but at the same time, it's like, they're not used to this type of thing happening, there. And so that's the huge difference. Also, although the riots was extremely multicultural as well, LA riots was extremely multicultural because it was Black people, it was Mexicans, it was white people out there. This one, it's like on another level, like of the multicultural aspect of it. I mean, I wasn't out there during the LA riots. I was a kid. My dad did take me out one day to see what was going on.
Right.
And that memory was etched in my mind forever.
Right.
So this is just super multicultural, man. Like that was a difference, I guess, for me. Like so many people are amped up about it.
Now, what's happening, the majority ethnic group in California right now, is the Latino population.
Yeah.
So it's like, I imagine that it's like the Latinos are standing up saying, nah, this isn't going down, the way that you think. I mean, Latinos are affected by, police brutality as well. We may not be aware of it, but yes, so
so that was, it was a lot of Latino people out there, lots.
Right.
A lot of Black people, a lot of white people. There was actually a brother who got shot right next to me by a rubber bullet, and like I saw him go down like straight back. He fell straight back like and he had this big giant gash in his hand, like really bad. And so we were able to help him out and help patch him up and stuff, which made me feel good because I was like, okay, I have a purpose here beyond just yelling, because we patched up a couple of people because they had injuries for various reasons, and so it lets you know that it's not, you don't have to just go out there and be somebody who's gonna be yelling and screaming and confronting the police. You can just be out there helping people who are hurt. There are people who just literally drove up and just passed out bottles of water to everybody.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like it was like that. Like literally like cases. Like they came up with cases. Everybody was going to get water because they're thirsty. Because you're out there, you're expending a lot of energy like just standing and yelling and, running, and your adrenaline is like, flowing. So that was my experience today. It was pretty intense.
All right. Now I know you're exhausted, and I don't want to, take up too much of your time, but I wanted to do this, especially because of the international, impact, international curiosity that, our viewers, have. So to hear firsthand, what's going on those streets, and to know that, good people have good intentions out there, is very, sobering. Because I don't know, I'm not watching the news, but if they're saying that it's purely, rioters and looters, then that's definitely not the case. So
Yeah, I mean, there is that aspect of it too. They come together. The two come together, especially with something like this where the police are completely overwhelmed and it's like lawlessness. You're gonna have that happen, especially when you have 40 million unemployed. You have the rich getting super rich during the pandemic, making $434 billion during the pandemic, the billionaire class. So, I mean, yeah, people are going to do those things, so it's just one of those things, man.
I'm going to say this, so I had what was it? I had a job training session today. It was very short, about an hour. It's for a delivery job, similar to what I was doing with Uber, and the job took me to Brentwood, and there were people of the fair, some white people running around, jogging, doing yoga, and I got a very different. Now I wasn't aware of the riots going on at that time, but when I saw what they were doing, then I mean there was a sense that coronavirus was not a big concern. I mean there were joggers without masks,
Yeah.
and folks were some people did wear masks, but others did not. The majority did not. But they were just going about their business, as they normally do. And then also, um, it. I think today, I don't know. I don't know what the schedule is like. I'm sort of breaking up here. My internet's bad over here, but I'll get this out. People have gone back to dining out. I saw some people at restaurants.
I saw that too in West Hollywood. Yeah.
So what's up with that? What did you hear? Because are we supposed to
I
get?
didn't know we could do that, but I mean, West Hollywood's its own municipality with its own mayor, so I don't know. Maybe their stuff was a little different.
Okay.
Yeah, I was surprised too because as we were leaving the protest, we were walking and there was like people like at a restaurant eating, like eating in the restaurant. So yeah.
Cool.
I
All
mean,
right, Arias.
coronavirus has taken the back seat right now.
Right.
I mean, because I was just out amongst thousands of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was definitely on my mind. But it's like you're just taking your chances.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your input. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, bro. Peace.
All right.